Sandra Nunes is a longtime member of Women's Prosperity Network. She has just recently launched Growing with Sandra, which is an extraordinary community of women growing together to live their best lives. She brings with us a rich and dynamic experience of life, so many stories. I'm wondering which one you'll share in just 5 minutes. So let's hear it for Sandra Nunes. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nancy and Trish and Sue. This is such an honor and a pleasure to be here and sharing this wonderful platform with all of these beautiful ladies. And Vismaya, thank you so much for sharing that story, because I have a similar story of looking at the positive in a situation that's not so positive. And I want to share that with everybody, because that's when I woke up and learned how to be grateful. And so in 2011, I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I went through 6 treatments of chemo and, of course, lost my hair and all that other wonderful stuff. And I kind of just let the doctors take care of the disease, and I just did whatever I had to do. When it was all said and done and I was better, I wasn't feeling grateful. I wasn't feeling grateful. I went back to the person I was before, moaning and groaning and complaining about this and complaining about that, and not really seeing any positivity in my life. I was sitting a year later, after I finished my chemo, a year later, I was sitting in my girlfriend's kitchen, my best friend, Lisa, and I said to her, it's really weird. People that have gone through what I've gone through are so grateful and thank the universe or God or whatever every day for taking to take another breath each day, and they're so grateful, and I'm just not feeling it. I'm just back to my old self again, and I don't understand why. And she said to me, "You need to read The Secret." I didn't know what that was. Apparently, it was a documentary film and then a book by Rhonda Byrne, and it talked about the law of attraction, and it had a big section in there about gratitude and everything. And I guess I just didn't know how to be grateful. And I started watching that, and I started studying some of the teachers in there, like Jack Canfield and Lisa Nichols and Mike Dooley, and it led to Louise Hay and a whole bunch of, other teachers of the law of attraction and gratitude and everything. And I started to, little by little, practice being grateful for the smallest little things that I would come across in a day. Like maybe somebody did something really nice, a stranger held a door open for me or whatever, and I just thought about how really wonderful that was, because it doesn't happen that often. So little things I started to practice and being grateful for. And my life started to change. I started to have more positive things come into my life from those little practices that I was doing. And I didn't really notice it at first, but it just continued and continued. And one of the things why I mentioned about your story, Vismaya, is because I couldn't see the positive in my situation when I was going through treatment and all of that. It wasn't until later on, when I started to be grateful about tiny little things, that I realized, life is valleys and mountain peaks, right? We have to have the valleys in order to be able to really see the mountain peaks and to get to the mountain peaks, right? Well, my valley was cancer. And I actually came to a point in my life where I realized I was grateful for having had cancer, because it actually saved my life. I was on a downward road and I was dying. As a person, and who I was dying, and I was losing that person, and cancer just totally turned it around for me and saved my life. So that's the positive in having had cancer. It actually saved my life, because I am the person who I want to be. I am growing into the person who I want to be. I am the person who I want to be. And I am so grateful for my friend Lisa And I am now living in her house. It's in my apartment in her house, and she's upstairs. The kitchen I sat in is right above my head.
Wow.
Every day when I wake up in the morning, I do my gratitude practice, and every day she's part of my gratitude practice. And I'm looking through the ceiling, and I could see the kitchen table where I was sitting when I said that to her that day. So Cancer and Lisa saved my life. It really did. So I want to invite you all to think about what is happening in your life that's not working for you, that's not going well, and something that you really want to change, because it's possible. And you can do it by little acts of gratitude. So I have a gratitude practice that I do every morning, and I want to share with you, if you're not sure whether you're ready to jump in there and start making that change, I have a free gift I want to give you, which is called a Calm Change Checklist. And it's a bunch of very important questions you need to ask yourself if you're ready to make change. And if you really want to do that, practicing gratitude is definitely a way that's going to change your life for the rest of your life.
Beautiful. All right, let's go for Sandra Nunes. Let me take off so we can celebrate. Thank you, Sandra. Yay! Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yeah, thank you for sharing your truth as well as your lessons, and giving us all an opportunity to shift our perspective, the way that we're looking at things or seeing things, so that, like, you found the gift in, what happened with the diagnosis and then the recovery from it. So let's thank Sandra once again for being with us. I appreciate you, my friend. And take her up on her gift offer, because most of us are sitting in some place of, I'm not crazy about the way this is or the way that is. And her Calm Change Checklist creates the space for you to make changes where you might have had some resistance because you don't think it's going to go so well, or it might be too hard. So grab this Calm Change Checklist. It's absolutely free. And I appreciate that. So, all right.